Hi, in this video, we're going to take a look at IP address allocation. So who assigns IP addresses? IPv4 and IPv6? IANA, Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. And you can go to their website and take a look at what else they do. But they're the master holder of both IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. They've actually run out of IPv4 address space. Plenty of IPv6. But IANA, what they do is they actually allocate IP address space to groups called the Regional Internet Registries, RIRs. So who are the Regional Internet Registries? There's 5 of them. There are organizations that get their address space from IANA, sometimes known as, well, I'll get to the provider independent in a moment, but there's 5 of them. And you can see that they're in different regions of the world: RIPE, NCC, AFRINIC, APNIC, ARIN, and LACNIC. And I've got all the different regions down there and what those mean. Now, some organizations can actually obtain their IP address space directly from their regional internet registry. A lot of universities, corporations might do this, larger companies. This is what is known as provider independent address space, because they're not going through an internet service provider to get their address space. They're going directly to a regional internet registry. It usually costs some money to do this. But that way they have that address, that network addresses, that address space, the corporation does, regardless of who their internet service provider. Okay, because most other people will go through their ISP to get address space. So where do ISPs fit in? Well, the internet service providers get their address space from regional internet registries. Okay, ISP, internet service providers, they obtain their IP address space from their regional internet registry in their location. Then they divide that address space up into smaller networks that they allocate to their customers. This is, by the way, is known as provider aggregatable address space, because they give out these addresses to their customers. They also can summarize all this address space to their upstream providers or to other ISPs. But that's beyond the scope of this video here. Just know that it's internet service providers provide both connectivity to the internet for customers and also public IPv4 address space and IPv6 address space as well. Okay, so there's typically 3 tiers of internet service providers. So we have the regional internet registry, let's say ARIN for North America. Tier 1, these are the large internet service providers that have direct connections to what we sometimes call the internet backbone, kind of the main providers, how they all interconnect. There's a tier 2 ISPs. They primarily serve large companies and connect to what we call tier 3 ISPs. Your tier 3 ISPs are primarily serve residential areas, sometimes smaller residential areas, smaller companies. And some of this gets a little fuzzy on who's a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, but you get kind of the main gist of it, I think. All right. So I hope this helps you understand a little bit about how IP addresses are allocated. In most cases, people get them from their internet service provider, but for larger companies and corporations, universities, you can go directly to the regional internet registry.